Your body is basically an Airbnb for microscopic creeps. You think you're the one in control? Cute. Let's count down 8 horrifying things that live inside you. And no, you can't evict them. 8. Demodex. The face mites having sleepovers on your pores. You think your face is yours? Adorable. Meet Demodex, a charming species of microscopic mites that live, breathe, mate, and die on your face. Right now, as you blink, they live in your hair follicles, mostly around your eyes, eyebrows, and nose. Basically all the places people try to make pretty with concealer. They feast on dead skin cells and oil, and they're not exactly discreet about it. The worst part? They're nocturnal, so while you're dreaming of winning arguments you lost 3 years ago, these little creeps are crawling out of your pores and getting busy. Literally, they mate on your cheeks like it's a tiny insect version of Love Island. Each mite lives for about 2 weeks, during which it reproduces, defecates, and then dies inside your pores. You don't wash them off, you just keep adding more. Your face is basically a generational family tree of face bugs. Still feeling cute? Thought so. 7. Hookworms, the tiny vampires that enter through your feet. Ever walked barefoot on warm, damp soil and thought, nature? Well, nature's stepping on you back. Enter hookworms, tiny parasites that make the bottom of your foot their entry point. They drill through your skin like contractors with a deadline. No cuts needed, no permission granted. Once inside, they enter your bloodstream like it's a lazy river, hitch a ride to your lungs, get coughed up, swallowed, and eventually settle down in your small intestine like it's beachfront property. They suck blood, they cause anemia, they reduce energy, and somehow they still have the audacity to be only half an inch long. Infection symptoms? Maybe a rash, maybe fatigue, maybe absolutely nothing until they're in full party mode, drinking your blood like it's a bottomless mimosa brunch. So yeah, next time you want to run barefoot in the grass, maybe, don't. 6. Tapeworms, the intestinal freeloaders that deserve eviction. If there were an award for most obnoxious parasite, tapeworms would win and still not leave. These ribbon-like horrors can grow up to 30 feet long and live comfortably in your intestines. That's right, 30 feet inside you. They come from eating undercooked meat, which just proves that rare steak isn't always rare in the good way. Once inside, they latch onto your intestinal walls with tiny hooks or suckers and just start siphoning off nutrients. They're the worst kind of house guests. They move in without asking, eat all your food, and never do the dishes. The wild part? You may have one and not even know it. Symptoms can be so mild, they're easy to dismiss. Unless, of course, you start seeing pieces of it exit your body, like a string of unwelcome spaghetti. That's not a metaphor. That's a living nightmare. Some people even tried to sell tapeworms as weight loss aids in the early 1900s because what's better than burning calories, sharing them with a 30-foot-long roommate? 5. Candida, the yeast that's quietly plotting against you. Now let's talk about yeast, but not the fun kind you use to bake bread. Candida is a fungus that lives inside your body, mostly in your mouth, intestines, and other warm, moist places you probably don't want to think about right now. Most of the time, it behaves. It minds its business, doesn't cause problems, and coexists peacefully with your other microbes. But when things get out of balance, like when you take antibiotics, eat too much sugar, or stress out, Candida flips a switch and becomes a chaotic little nightmare. It grows fast, spreads faster, and causes symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, skin rashes, sugar cravings, digestive issues, and general, why do I feel like I got hit by a gluten-free truck vibes. The creepiest part? Candida can actually influence your cravings. It wants sugar, so you want sugar. You're not weak-willed, you're being puppeted by a yeast overlord. You thought your worst addiction was Netflix? Guess again. Your internal fungus says, pass the cookies. 4. Brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri, the one that skips foreplay and goes straight for the brain. Ah yes, time for something wholesome, a brain-eating amoeba. Meet Naegleria fowleri, a microscopic nightmare that lives in warm fresh water, lakes, hot springs, the water park you didn't want to go to but got peer pressured into. Here's how it works. You go swimming, it sneaks up your nose, and instead of minding its business like a respectable organism, it heads for your brain. It doesn't just stop there. Oh no, it starts eating your brain tissue, causing an infection called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, which, spoiler alert, is almost always fatal. How rare is it? Super rare. How terrifying is it? Exceptionally. There are only a few cases a year worldwide, but those few are enough to make you think twice about cannonballing into that suspiciously warm pond behind your uncle's cabin. Oh, and the nickname? It's literally called the brain-eating amoeba. 0 points for subtlety. 3. Toxoplasma gondii, the parasite that might be driving your car in life choices. Cat owners, this one's for you. Toxoplasma gondii is a microscopic parasite found in cat feces, undercooked meat, and contaminated water. You know, all the fun stuff. But what it does once it gets inside you is straight up sci-fi. It targets your brain and can manipulate behavior. In rats, it makes them lose their fear of cats, which is basically suicidal. In humans, it's being linked to increased risk-taking, impulsivity, and even mental health disorders. Let that sink in. A parasite from cat poop could be influencing your life decisions. Suddenly, that weird dating choice you made last summer makes a little more sense. It's estimated that over a third of the global population is infected. It's incredibly common, usually asymptomatic, and possibly pulling your psychological strings like a tiny biological puppeteer. Next time your cat stares at you like it owns you, it might not be wrong. 2. Liver flukes, the parasite that treats your liver like an all-you-can-eat buffet. All right, let's dive into gourmet horror. Liver flukes are flatworm parasites that come from eating raw or undercooked fish, contaminated water, or, if you're extra unlucky, plants grown in fluke-infested environments. They make their way to your liver by slithering through your digestive system like they own the place. Once they get there, they settle in. Like couch potatoes, except these couch potatoes suck bile, cause chronic inflammation, block bile ducts, and in some cases even cause liver cancer.
Wow.
All while you think you're just having a little sushi night with friends. They can live inside you for up to 30 years. That's longer than some people keep relationships alive. Feeling adventurous at that sketchy street food stall now? 1. Botfly larvae, the one that lives under your skin and moves. Yep, moves. Coming in at number 1 is something so nasty it makes every other entry on this list feel like a spa treatment. Meet the human botfly, the insect that literally lays eggs under your skin and lets its babies grow inside you. How? Sometimes a mosquito carries the eggs and drops them off when it bites you. You think you just got a mosquito bite. Oh, cute. What's actually happening? A botfly egg hatches, and the larva burrows into your skin. Then it chills there, eating, growing, and occasionally wriggling, which you can feel. You might see a small bump, you might feel movement, you might scream. All valid reactions. Eventually, the maggot either gets pulled out, preferably by a doctor, or your panicked cousin with a pair of tweezers, or crawls out on its own when it's done feeding and ready to pupate. That's right, you're not just a host, you're an incubator. You didn't sign up to be a maternity ward, but here we are. Botflies. Nature's reminder that sometimes you really should stay inside. So feeling itchy, paranoid, suddenly aware of your own skin? Good. That means you were paying attention. Your body might seem like it belongs to you, but clearly you've got tenants. Quiet ones, creepy ones, and some who definitely didn't ask for permission. If you want more horrifying truths, disturbing science, and weird facts that make you question reality, subscribe, hit the bell, and keep feeding your curiosity. Your face mites will thank you.